Welcome back, you guys. I am so excited for today's video because today is going to be my January ranking. So I tried 14 palettes in the month of January. I've been a busy girl, and to be honest, they're all great quality, but there are reasons why some ranked lower than others. And if you're interested in hearing them, then you're in the right place. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather, and I really do love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really do hope you will subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell so you could be notified of all my future uploads. So some of these palettes I did get in PR, and the ones that I did, I will pop up on the screen so you know. I also do have codes with some of these brands. If you choose to use them, I really do appreciate it, but if not, I mean, that's fine too. But I will also have the code popped up on the screen, and all of my codes are affiliated. So with all of that being said, if you are wondering what I have on my face today, it is the Lethal and Dexter collab, and I will be posting my video on that really soon. But I mean, I am loving this look and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'll have all of these palettes linked down below. So coming in at number 14, I actually really love the quality of this. It's just not a me palette. The color story isn't me, but I can see like who it could be for. And it's the GLAMINATRIX Holiday Sweets palette. So I got this in like one of their holiday mystery boxes. And while the formula of this is fantastic, it's not a me palette, and I do like a more matte to shimmer ratio than what we have here. I'm like a half and half kind of person, but the shimmers in here are really, really gorgeous. Like really reflective. It's GLAMINATRIX's really good formula, and I did love the looks that I created with it. Now, I do plan on keeping this in my collection for now because I do feel like there is a place in my collection for this palette, because I do have those moments where I want to do my makeup, but I need something quick, and I think this will be perfect for that. I'm trying to hurry because we have company showing up in 7 minutes, and I don't want to leave Amanda like all by herself. But coming in at number 13, this is a new to me brand this year, and it is Unearthly Cosmetics. We have the Enchanted ELIXER. So I had a blast with this. I really did enjoy the matte formula. The shimmers are really beautiful. You do have two different shimmer formulas in here at least. There is a more flaky formula like these two, and then you do have like the more smooth formula. And I did have a really good time working with this. I love this shade Potion. But the reason I ranked it lower is because I did like the formula, but it's still not my like top favorite. There are some better in here, I feel like, but more than anything, it is because of the color story. I don't really do a lot of monochromatic palettes. They're not my favorite. I like a more chaotic, inspiring type of color story, or I shouldn't say inspiring, a chaotic color story or a more curated palette inspires me more than like a multi, what is the word? Oh my God, I can't think of it. Monochromatic. Yes, monochromatic palette. So coming in next is actually one that released alongside that, and it is the Moonlit Realm. I really like this palette a lot, and for me, I will love both of these palettes when used in combination with something else, because I don't do like monochromatic looks. I like looks with a twist or looks with a pop of a different color. Those are my go-to, but I did enjoy this palette a lot. And the formula of these are a little more finicky. So the reason I say that there are formulas I like more is because if you want depth or you want the mattes to work well, you really have to start with the deeper shade and then blend out lighter as you go, because I think it was another one coming up. I had issues because I did the light shade first, the mid-tone, and then I tried to deepen up with the deeper one, and it did get patchy. But in the next look, I did it backwards. I did deep first, and I had no issues at all. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But that's the only reason I say I like other formulas more. Now, if you have hooded eyes, I do believe these might crease on you. I'm not 100% sure. I do have slightly hooded eyes, but I don't deal with creasing a lot. So, coming in at number 11, we have the Blend Bunny Plastic. I haven't posted my video on this one yet, I'm pretty sure. So, I'm really happy that she did a smaller palette and a more curated color story, because something else you will learn about me is that I don't care too much for gradients, and I know some people do, but I do like a more like curated color story. So I was happy to see it with this one. But with that being said, colorful makeup is my favorite, and there are a lot of neutrals in this palette. Now, I do like it in the aspect where you can do it like a neutral look and do a pop of color. I think that is a super fun way to play with makeup too, but I have to rank these, so I'm going to rank it based on like color story preference as well. And while I do think this palette is beautiful and I really am excited for you guys to see the looks that I created with it, it's still not my favorite, but I feel like if you like the color story of this one, you will enjoy it. And their shimmer formula is like super smooth, and I think you might really like that. I don't know if they would crease because it is like a more silky feeling type of formula, very thin, not thick, and I think you might like that. So now we are down to the top 10, and coming in at number 10 is, this one surprised me. So I do have a 4 looks, 4 palettes video coming up, and I did use this palette in that. So I've never heard of this brand. It is Blair Dell MUA Cosmetics, and it's the Midnight Haze. So the owner of this brand wrote me on Instagram and asked me if they could send me this palette, and of course I said yes, and they also gave me a code. But I was so shocked. Like, I didn't really have very many expectations with this one, but it blew me away. The swatches are incredible. The shimmers are incredible. Like, this is definitely a step up in formulation than the NBA Cosmetics. So if you like this color story or anything this brand puts out, I think you will like this, because I had a blast with this one, and I can't wait for you guys to see my looks. My look, actually, I've done videos like talking about stuff with that look on, and a lot of you guys gave me compliments on it, so thank you so much for that. But this is really, really good. No issues with the matte shimmers or anything. Then coming in at number 9 is the other palette that NBA Cosmetics released. This is the one, ooh, see, that's really flaky. A bunch just fell out. And if I get eyeshadow on my new shirt, I'm going to be so sad. But you can see like the white is flaky, but I will say it's freaking gorgeous. If you don't mind a flaky shadow, you will love it. It's so pretty. And it's such a pretty highlighter as well. And it does like sheer out, like smooth out perfectly fine. But this is the palette I did have that issue with the mattes. I tried to use this shade first and then did this one to deepen up, and it was like really patchy, but when done opposite, it does work just fine. But I love this color story. Blues and cool tones are some of my favorites to wear, and I had a really good time with this one. Coming in at number 8 is the new palette from Nomad. This is the Chamonix Après-Ski. I think that's how you pronounce it. This one is beautiful. I really love this wintry, it's like winter into spring, because you do get these like pastel-y pops, but they still have that winter tone to them. And I think that is really beautiful. I love that you get light shimmers, deep shimmers, light mattes, deep mattes. Those are my favorite types of color stories. And even though like it feels like monochromatic sections, I do like that you can like mix and match and create different looks. I loved the looks that I created with it. I had a lot of fun. I really love the Nomad shimmer formula, and their mattes are outstanding. I can't wait to see like what else they release this year, but I think they did a really, really good job on this one. And it's kind of different than what they have been releasing lately, but you see like how wet and glossy those look. So like these more iridescent topper shades can be used also as a highlighter, and I love having that in my palette. That way I can like kind of make the eyes match the face. I think it's so fun. So this one is another new brand that I started trying. This is by TERRA, and this video will be coming up as well. It is the Winter Saturn. I could be saying it wrong. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but it's the Winter Saturn collection, and I had so much fun with this, you guys. I cannot wait for you to see the looks I created. This was my first time trying TERRA, and their shimmers are outstanding. I like the mattes, but I do recommend doing your eyes before your base because these are kind of fallouty. They remind me of the Cliona mattes. So if you're familiar with those, that's what these are a lot like, but they do layer and you can get a gradient with one shade and get that depth, and that's what I really like about it. But these shimmers are so good, and wait till you see the look I created with that one. It's 10 out of 10. Coming in at number 6, this is another palette that's in that 4-look video, and it is the GLAMINATRIX Barely Basic. So I did not pick this up until recently. And the reason I picked it up is because you guys kept telling me that it was one of your favorites. I had already regretted not getting it, but the more I heard you guys talk about it, I just couldn't do it. I had to pick it up. And I actually picked it up alongside with another palette and a bunch more blushes, the liquids, and the new duos. So if you want to see a video with the duos, let me know. But this was so fun. And again, it does have that gradient, but it's so grungy. And I love like the iridescent shades up top. I love that you get a medium tone shimmer, and I kind of like that you do have those like deep grungy shades along with the light ones. It makes it really easy to create a fun look. I do like my palette to be more scattered, but when I look at this, I do feel inspired, and I can still see those looks at the top of my head. And this is one I cannot wait to create more with. Now we are down to the top 5, and these are the best of the best, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So coming in at number 5 is the ARTTITUDE Cosmetics Urban Neutrals. This is an up-and-coming brand for me because I love their formula, and not only that, but I freaking love their color stories. They're so fun, and I tried them for the first time in 2024. I talked about it in one of my recent videos. It should have been my video before this one where I talk about all the indie brands I tried in the year of 2024, and this brand just came in and just blew me away with the first palette that I tried from them, which was the Metamorph. But they did something with this one. This shade right here, City, is so gorgeous and silky and like wet looking. It makes me so excited, but I love the looks that I created with this palette. Again, cool tones are some of my favorites. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is another palette in the 4-looks video, and it is the Nocturnal from GLAMINATRIX. I've been wanting this forever. This is the Nocturnal Mini, and I love the pan size of this. I feel like this is something I could possibly go through, especially if I had a smaller collection. But this color story is so freaking fabulous. I'm so glad that I picked it up. I regretted or was saddened by the fact that I wasn't able to when it launched, and because it's like it's hard to buy like what I'm interested in and what I can do videos with, which is like, it's hard to do videos with older palettes. You do have to find ways to kind of bring them in, but I picked this up because I was like, if I'm going to place an order, I'm going to place an order, and I'm so freaking glad I did. I cannot wait to show you guys the looks that I created with this. I really love this formula. These two together are a match made in heaven. They're so beautiful. Just stay tuned. I will try to get that video up as soon as possible. So coming in at number 3 is the Adept Cosmetics Minka palette. This is so fun. Oh my god, I love this palette so much, and I love the shade Linda. You guys know I say it all the time. It's so beautiful. I did get this in PR, and it was my first PR from Adept, which is like the most exciting thing ever. But thank you guys for your support, because without you, I would have never gotten it. And it's so beautiful. I love the matte the mattes that they chose. I love that you can go like full on neutral, or you can do these bright pops. This palette is 10 out of 10 and I'm super glad I have it. I love their formula as well. Coming in at number 2 is the Gourmand Girls Bitten palette. This is like the best Valentine's Day palette of the year so far. She really did something with this. I love the pinks, but I also really, really, really love the reds and grays together, the wines. These two shades together are gorgeous. I just think she did such a great job on this one. I did have a little hard pan in this, but it still performs the way it's supposed to. So, I mean, it's really not an issue, but you can kind of see it. And you can still see like the impression in the embossing, and the embossings in this was so cute too. She did such a good job. The shimmers are so spectacular. Hysteria is no joke, but this one was so freaking good. She really created such a gorgeous palette. Coming in at number 1. I don't know if you'll be surprised because a lot of people missed my video with the ARTTITUDE palette, but I had so much fun with the vintage palette. This color story is so adventurous, and this is what I mean when I say I like a color story that's more like curated, some might call it chaotic. It's so inspiring to me, and I had so much fun with this. I did create a look with the peach and the greens and the orange, and it was so beautiful. I had so much fun with this. This is such a wonderful palette. I can totally see this being in my like top 10 at the end of the year. It's so stunning. I cannot wait. I'm so hyped for this brand to like see what else they do. Again, they do also have like 2 different formulas. They have this formula, which is like shimmer formulas. It's like really silky and smooth and just so glossy and glassy looking. This one is a little more flaky, but it's not flaky. Not flaky like the ones from NBA. It's just, you can tell it's like a different texture, but that shade is so stunning. Their mattes are so good too. They're so easy to work with, easy to blend, and they layer, they're pigmented. They're wonderful, and I cannot wait to see what else they bring us in 2025. Honestly, there's a lot of brands here. I'm really excited to see what they give us this year, because last year was so good, and it just felt like the longer the year went on, the better the releases got. So it has me like so freaking hyped for eyeshadow this year. Eyeshadow is my distraction from everything going on in the outside, and I love it. I love it so much. But you guys, that is it. I had so much fun in January trying out all of these new palettes, and I've tried several new brands, which is exciting. That is my goal for the year. I do want to try a bunch of new brands. I've gotten some recommendations already, and I have them wrote down. I'm just waiting for something to come out that catches my eye, and I want to try some of your guys' recommendations. So thank you so much for not only taking the time to watch this video, but to also leave comments and let me know your thoughts. I would love to know what you guys picked up in January, if anything. If you didn't, what'd you use the most in January? It doesn't have to be new to be ranked or be a favorite. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye. Don't forget to subscribe.